fears that a man in the audience had a gun. Our exclusive interview with that protester as Trump is seen kissing babies, making a final push in battleground states.
Rocking the vote, Hillary Clinton bringing out the celebrity support. Hoping to roar her way to victory in the final stretch. Can she galvanize voters where she needs them the most? We've got the results from our latest ABC News tracking poll.
Serial killer, the man charged in the kidnapping of a South Carolina woman, now being linked to as many as 7 deaths. Investigators taking him back to the scene, showing them where bodies might be buried and what his co-workers are saying.
And the missing mother, the hunt for a mom of 2 who went missing during a jog.
She wouldn't leave her babies.
The clues police are going on, the reward, and the massive search this morning.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good Sunday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. 2 days, just 48 hours till Election Day, and the latest ABC News tracking poll shows Clinton's lead is widening slightly. She is now up 5 points over Donald Trump, 48 to 43, but the race is still pretty tight.
It is. Part of Clinton's advantage in our poll comes from people who say they voted early. The latest numbers show that nearly 40 million Americans have already voted in places like Nevada, Arizona, and Indiana.
Yeah, so much early voting going on. We are covering both campaigns in their final weekend, but we're going to start with ABC's Tom Yamas and the stunning moments on stage during a Trump rally. Tom, good morning to you.
Paula, good morning to you. The Secret Service has intervened before, but nothing like what we saw last night. Yet that couldn't stop Trump, that intense moment. He campaigned straight for 15 hours. A serious security scare for Donald Trump. The incident started with a protester that Trump noticed near the front of the stage.
We have one of those guys from the Hillary Clinton campaign. How much are you being paid? $1,500?
Then, 50 seconds later, agents rushing on stage. Trump ducking down. Security guards, Secret Service, and police jumping barricades to calm the scene. Sources tell ABC News someone in the crowd had shouted "gun," prompting a quick response. No weapon was discovered. Trump back on stage within minutes.
Nobody said it was going to be easy for us. But we will never be stopped. Never, ever be stopped.
The man who prompted the scare says he was carrying a Republicans Against Trump sign. Then he was attacked.
People are just, kicking me, grabbing my arms, twisting them, and finally, I'm very thankful for the law enforcement who was able to quickly come.
The Republican nominee also bashing the president's exchange with a pro-Trump protester on Friday.
Hold up, hold up, hold up!
But Trump completely mischaracterizing what happened.
Did you see yesterday Obama screaming and screaming?
You've got an older gentleman who is supporting his candidate. He's not doing nothing. You don't have to worry about him.
If I spoke the way Obama spoke to that protester, they would say he became unhinged.
There were some lighter moments from Trump's long day on the trail.
He's also compassionate, thoughtful, giving, and loving. Donald cares.
Trump even bringing a baby up on stage in Florida, kissing the boy, and declaring,
future construction worker.
All right, so that Trump also said that little baby was a miniature Trump fan. We'll see if that happens in the future. Let's take a look at the map. Yesterday was a marathon, but today is long as well. Take a look at all the states Trump's going to. Sioux City, Iowa, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Sterling Heights, Michigan, that's just outside of Detroit, Moon Township, that's outside of Pittsburgh, and he finishes the day at 9:30 in Leesburg, Virginia. Trump is using this grueling schedule to also attack Hillary Clinton, who only has 3 events today. Trump saying she doesn't have the stamina to be president. Paula?
And we are joined now by Austin Kreitz, who is in Reno, Nevada. And Austin, good morning to you. We want to hear more about exactly what happened at this rally. You say that you went there with a sign that said something pretty benign, Republicans Against Trump. Then Donald Trump calls you out for being disruptive. Were you?
Well, I'm a Republican, and I just wanted to voice my displeasure with the nominee that the party picked. And so I went there with a simple sign, and all of a sudden I just got tackled by several people all at once.
There are accusations that you were a plant, Austin. Were you paid, enticed, or encouraged by a political party or by a person to attend that rally?
No, not at all. And I'm an independent guy, just doing what I believe is right. I decided to go there with the sign. There was a last-minute email that came out from Trump saying that he was going to be in Reno, and I thought, I feel very strongly that this guy's dangerous for the country, and I want to show people that there are other Republicans in Nevada and elsewhere who just do not support him.
Are you supporting Hillary Clinton? Do you have any association with the Clinton campaign?
No, I have no association whatsoever with them. I was a Republican supporter through the primaries, and I have donated money to the Hillary Clinton campaign recently because I think that Trump is a disaster for the country.
Austin, last question for you. Who will you be supporting on Election Day? Who are you voting for?
Well, I already did early voting, and I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the policies that Clinton has, but I feel that she's the one that has the best shot right now of stopping him.
So you voted for Hillary Clinton?
I did, yes.
All right. Austin Kreitz, we do want to thank you for joining us this morning on Good Morning America.
Thank you. Have a great day.
So again, he denies being a plant. He is a registered Republican, but in his mind, he believes that, as you heard him, Trump is dangerous for the country and is a dictator, which is why he already voted for Hillary Clinton.
Often gets crazy in these closing hours of a campaign. Meanwhile, at a separate late-night rally after the one in Reno, Donald Trump attacked Hillary Clinton for campaigning with celebrities. Trump called it demeaning. Clinton clearly unmoved by that criticism. She appeared with Katy Perry overnight. And ABC's Cecilia Vega joins us now from Philadelphia. Hey, Cecilia.
Good morning, Dan. Clinton's celebrity love fest continues. She is hoping these big names help draw and push supporters to the polls in this final stretch, and she's got another famous friend that she is calling on tonight. A role reversal for Hillary Clinton. Overnight in Philadelphia, she was the one doing the introductions.
Welcome her to the stage. Let's prove that love trumps hate. Katy Perry!
Not just the introductions, even a little dance.
Nasty girls.
A Get Out the Vote concert, Clinton calling on Katy Perry for some last-minute girl power. The superstar in her patriotic finest.
Are you awake?
It has been a weekend of star-studded campaigning in the states that matter most. Beyonce and Jay-Z in Ohio, John Bon Jovi in Florida, and tonight, LeBron James in Ohio, too. Clinton's team encouraged by scenes like this. At a market in Nevada, long lines of mostly Latino voters waiting to cast their ballots. In this final stretch, her aides are feverishly studying polls and early voting, sending Clinton to the places she's needed most. Her mad dash to the finish line looks like this. In the last 4 days of the race, Clinton touching down in 6 different battleground states, making 4 different trips to Pennsylvania alone, 2 to Ohio. This trip to Florida cut short by a downpour.
My friends, you are a hardy bunch standing out here in the rain.
And we are now getting a sense of what Election Day will look like for Hillary Clinton. We know that she will be voting in Chappaqua, New York on Tuesday morning. That, of course, is where she lives. And then she heads to New York City for an evening rally at an event that has a literal glass ceiling. The symbolism not lost on her campaign there. We are also told by aides that she has not yet started working on her speech for that night. Dan, Hillary Clinton is famously superstitious.
Cecilia Vega, ace reporter Cecilia Vega, the tireless Cecilia. Thank you very much. Giving you a lot of credit this morning. She said I didn't give her enough yesterday. Both campaigns this morning are focused on one key number, 270. That's how many Electoral College votes you need to win the White House. So let's bring in ABC's chief White House correspondent, John Karl. Hey, John, where
Hey, first of all, Dan, Cecilia is great. I mean,
yes, she is.
There's really just about nobody better than Cecilia.
Well, maybe you, maybe some days. Where do things stand overall right now?
Well, if you look at this map behind me, this is the ABC News race ratings. We've looked at every state. The red states, of course, are those that we believe are tilting towards Donald Trump or solidly towards Donald Trump. The blue states, Hillary Clinton. And if you look at where the map stands, the yellow states are the only toss-up states left. And you mentioned the number 270. Well, look at this. Already, just the blue states, just the ones where we believe Hillary Clinton already has the advantage, she is over 270. So Donald Trump, to win this thing, has to win all of those toss-up states, and then he has to find a way to win someplace where she is in the lead.
So there are 3 states you're watching closely this morning: Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida. Why?
Yeah, so for a couple different reasons. First of all, let's start with Michigan and Pennsylvania. You heard Cecilia mention that Hillary Clinton is making 4 separate trips to Pennsylvania in the final days, also visiting Michigan. These are 2 solidly Democratic states. Republicans haven't carried them since the 1980s, but Donald Trump is showing signs of surging up there. It would be a long shot. It would be an upset, but he has a chance, both sides believe, up in that area. But Florida is the one that, as always, I am watching. We are all watching. Hillary Clinton, if she wins Florida, this race is over. And right now, in the early vote, she has the advantage.
Very quickly, you've been following some surprising developments in both Nevada and New Hampshire.
Yeah, this shows how strange this race is. First of all, in Nevada, it looks like Hillary Clinton has pulled ahead in the early vote, powered by Hispanic voters. And New Hampshire is a state that we had put solidly blue for a long time, but now it is a toss-up state. That state is probably moved more than any other state with the recent developments over the past week or so.
The also awesome John Carl. Thank you, John.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much, Dan.
Nice job.
Everyone's an ace, including our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, who joined us now. George, you have a busy show.
Awesome now.
The most awesome.
Let's see how you do in the following questions.
How many descriptors can we come up with? Okay, so we just looked at that map, and John says he's looking at Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida. What states, in your mind, are you looking at?
I think John nailed it right there. Listen, this all begins and ends with Florida. This is the most important state on the map right now. If Donald Trump cannot win in Florida, he basically can't win the election. His chances go to close to 0. John's also right, though, to pay attention to Michigan and Pennsylvania, because those are 2 states that even if Donald Trump wins Florida and wins North Carolina, he's got to find a way to flip one of those light blue states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, maybe Wisconsin or Minnesota, which is why Donald Trump is also going to Minnesota today. He really only has a map if he can flip one of those states.
So given the electoral math that you've just discussed, and given the fact that our tracking poll shows Clinton up by 5, how confident should her team be?
Well, you can't take anything for granted in this election. It's been the most surprising, unpredictable election we've ever seen. And then you look at the other side, you know, states like Ohio and Iowa seem to be fairly solidly right now. They're still fighting it out in Ohio, but in Donald Trump's camp, he's made some inroads right there. And we've also seen one thing this year is the polls have been fairly volatile depending on events. So you can't take anything for granted.
How much legitimate concern is there about Tuesday in the vote, and we're talking about disruption, possible hacking, even terror?
Well, I don't think you can change the vote by hacking. Remember, we have 50 individual state systems. It's hard to get to every single vote. But can there be enough shenanigans that would create some uncertainty about the outcome and people's perceptions about the outcome? I think that's possible.
George, you're better than awesome. Superlative. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And we should point out, as always, George has a big show this morning. He's going to have the Clinton campaign chairman, John Podesta, and the Republican National Committee chair, Reince Priebus, plus 538's Nate Silver, who's going to break down the race. That's later this morning on This Week. And keep it here on ABC straight through Election Day. George is going to be leading our coverage Tuesday night with our entire political team, including John and Cecilia, starting at 7 Eastern.
So no sleep for the political team between now and Wednesday. All right. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, George. We want to turn now to the shocking new details from the investigation into the kidnapping of a woman found chained in a shipping container in South Carolina. Police say the suspect has now confessed to several murders and is showing them where he buried some of his victims. ABC's Eva Pilgrim is in Spartanburg, South Carolina, with these latest disturbing developments. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Paula. It's what so many here have feared since that missing woman was found. That seemingly successful realtor now suspected of being a serial killer. Investigators this morning saying Todd Kohlhepp could be responsible for at least 7 killings.
Overnight, the man accused of kidnapping and chaining up a South Carolina woman now dropping a bombshell on investigators, allegedly confessing to multiple murders.
This is a pretty big deal.
According to investigators, a mass murder mystery solved. The sheriff saying local realtor Todd Kohlhepp confessed to gunning down 4 people in a motorsports shop in 2003. Investigators also identifying the body found Friday on Kohlhepp's property as Charlie Carver, the boyfriend of Kayla Brown, the woman police say was chained up for 2 months by the ankle and neck in a metal shipping container on that property. It was cell phone pings from Brown's phone that led police searching for the missing couple here. Authorities saying Carver was shot multiple times.
I don't want anybody's family to see this.
Kohlhepp, who at this time is representing himself, is said to be cooperating with authorities, returning to his land Saturday dressed in an orange prison jumpsuit as bulldozers and searchers on horseback scoured the property for more evidence and more possible victims. Investigators saying he showed them the location of 2 more graves on the property.
We're still working this crime scene. We're not done yet.
Which, according to the sheriff, may mean the realtor is allegedly responsible for up to 7 or more murders.
It was just like that. One minute he was mad, next minute he's happy.
Those who worked with Kohlhepp as part of his real estate business now replaying every moment they were alone with him.
Why were we spared?
This isn't Kohlhepp's first run-in with the law. He was convicted in 1987 as a teenager of kidnapping and rape in Arizona. Court documents from that case file saying it is obvious he is obsessed with sex and weapons. He was also obsessed with hurting others.
Now, Kohlhepp has not entered a plea in these cases. Not only was he a realtor, but he also managed a lot of rental properties. So many people telling us he had the spare key to their home. That sending a shiver up the spines of so many in this community this morning. Dan and Paula.
Yeah, understandably. Again, a horrifying story. Eva, thank you for your reporting this morning.
Yes, you know what? Let's turn to weather and Rob Marciano. Rob, it doesn't really feel like autumn, fall in a lot of places.
No, it seems like summer just refuses to give up. We had record high temperatures yesterday across the northern plains. In Twin Cities, Minnesota had a 73-degree high. That is just incredible. And, you know, we're into fall now, hunting season opening up, and with no snow on the ground, other issues with it being this warm, and that's creating some problems for hunters and sportsmen. Look at these numbers. I mean, we are talking about 68 degrees today in Chicago. It does bulge a little bit over towards the east as we go through tomorrow. It'll be 72 degrees in St. Louis, 77 in Nashville. I mean, you're going to get a sunburn here. You better throw on the sunscreen. New York, Boston, Philadelphia, you've kind of been in and out of it, but by Tuesday, Election Day, 65 in New York City, 69 degrees in D.C., and 66 degrees in Philadelphia. No excuse for not getting to the polls there. All right, pretty active across the Pacific, though these storms that have been coming in the last week have been very mild. A lot of Pacific air with this, which is one of the reasons we're not seeing a real cold November across the eastern half of the country. And that's going to continue, I think, for the next 6 to 10 days with that ridge of high pressure up there. Might see some colder shots coming into the Northeast by next week, and we'll keep you posted on that. That's a quick check on what's going on nationally. Here now is your local forecast.
Hello, good morning, Washington. A little bit of a breezy day today at times, but otherwise beautiful. Highs right near the 70-degree mark, 35 to 45 tomorrow when you wake up. But by tomorrow afternoon, back near the seasonal average, 62 degrees. But Election Day looks great. Highs right around the upper 60s, plenty of sunshine, few clouds by the afternoon. No excuses as far as the weather is concerned to get out and vote. In the next 7 days, continues to be dry all the way through the weekend ahead. High temperatures in the 60s.
Much more weather coming up in about 15 minutes. Was that not awesome? Do I not get awesome?
That was fair to middling.
You were the
You're always awesome.
consummate pro.
Weather's rather boring, thankfully. So enjoy.
We need to
I'll
go
take boring weather for
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I agree with Diane.
Perfectly fine, especially this time of year.
We do have a lot of other news this morning we want to get to. And for that, as always, we kick it over to Dr. Ron Claiborne. Good morning,
From Dr. Dan Harris, good morning to you, Paula and Diane. Robert, good morning, everyone. We're going to begin with breaking news from Syria. U.S.-backed Kurdish and Arab forces announcing the start of their military effort to retake the city of Raqqa, ISIS's de facto capital. This, as the fight for the Iraqi city of Mosul is intensifying, with ground troops making their way into that city. As they advance, Iraqi soldiers are coming under attack from ISIS suicide bombers. Supporting airstrikes have been limited because the fighting is now taking place in populated neighborhoods. And back in the U.S., 2 men are under arrest in Washington, D.C., charged with vandalizing the FBI building and the Trump International Hotel with graffiti during the city's Million Mask March that happened on Saturday. A masked man who allegedly had a firearm was also arrested near the White House. The D.C. March is one of several around the world staged in association with the hacker activist group Anonymous. And in Arizona, 8 people were injured in an explosion overnight in an apartment building near Phoenix. It happened in the city of Payson. The explosion leading to the evacuation of homes within several blocks of that apartment building. One of the residents taken by helicopter to the hospital. And another report of a Harvard men's athletic team making lewd comments about their female counterparts. The student newspaper, The